Hey you guys, good morning. It's MJ from All to Love. How are you? I was about to go live and share about paradox and polarity, the science of spirituality. And then some stuff happened and I didn't share that. And instead I want to talk about All to Love's Be the Change online course series, Mofo Lovers, because we are living in times of great change. I mean, change is the only constant, as they say, and yet that was part of that kind of cool paradox insight. Is I was like, perpetual change is actually witnessed via perpetual constant, perpetual, like a nothingness. A voidal reality is constant. It's not changeable. It's not, it simply is, right? So like the infinite void of awareness is the still point, is like the polarity to the paradox of life itself and creation itself, as far as our awareness that everything is always moving and changing. Nothing is ever static, right? So there's a few little bits about this next venture for All to Love and these online courses, Be the Change. And there's so much to share with you about living intuitively and being on this guided path, and for what seems like just a really, really long time. And sometimes when I talk to people, it's like, eh, it's so relentless. Yeah, because we're kind of programmed in the 3D to like think that there's like an arrival point, that there's a final destination, that there's going to be this place of achievement where like we're done and it's all perfect. And I really do believe that is a construct and an illusion to keep people enslaved, to make them think they're never arrived, to make people think that you're never good enough until. Um, yeah, to instill a sense of having to chase our tails, right? Having to chase our own self in amongst the infinite layering distractions of life. And so the Be to Change pillars, because they really did come out of like, you know, Katie and I, what is this really, and how can we promote this, this, how can we get people excited about being the change? And the four pillars are really just, certainly unplug spirituality. Veganism has been part of my life for most of my life. And then really the zero waste, Katie bringing that zero waste. Hello from Montreal, Canada. Katie being that disciplined to create a zero waste lifestyle was like, ding, like, oh, this is it. Like, we're doing it. We're living it. It's what we're living. And so we just need to share that with people, And it's a challenge. It's, I guess, just part of my honesty is that I'm not somebody that feels comfortable selling a quick fix to anybody. Spirituality and ascension is challenging, and it can be very emotionally painful. Self-responsibility and self-mastery is like endeavoring actualization and unity within ourselves, and it's absolutely exquisite, but nothing about that is the cookie cutter reality that some of us were taught about. Nothing about this spiritual awareness has anything to do with achieving anything in the world. And I think that's why maybe we'll see like these movements, these passion projects continue to evolve, because they're not coming from a place of greed. They're not coming from a place of control and domination. They're coming from an earnest place of we're all witnessing the plastic buildup. We're all witnessing mass slaughter of animals, which is also part of a huge environmental crisis. more and more of us are awakening and witnessing the disparity of disconnection and blind consumerism in the world. Um, so it all links into us being the change, and within that being a part of a global movement. And again, it's all been really miraculous how All to Love has come to have these four pillars. And yet I've always known before they even came to pass, like in me, I was like, I need to put the pillars down. I need to have these like grounded, rooted, energetic threads so that we can build the movement, so that the movement for the entirety of my life, basically, because it is. I have this tattoo, don't I? Which I got in Bali when I wrote the book. And oh, hi, not so fancy. No, it's not. That's it. When you use the word like purging and stuff, like, and isn't it a miracle that all of us around the world intuitively know the work? Like, that's what I remember amazing when I was writing the Fearless Life Guide in Bali. I just knew intuitively that there would be a whole bunch of people that just felt the resonance of the work, like knowing that we're dropping into these, hello, darling, when we're dropping into these waves and these emotional storms, and we're like feeling them come out, how intuitively we know there's like this alchemical transformational process that we're actually, transforming the cells of our beingness to be lighter, to be more, yeah, just more uplifted, more lighter. Hey, Super Clary Sage, how are you? So it is that lightness. Now, some of us engaging with me at this point, we might be kind of far along the journey. We might have been transforming densities for months, maybe even years. Something that I really recognize, though, for the kind of the next wave, the next generations, the next kind of big awakening for when more of the masses start exiting the matrix and awaken to their inherent power, it's these movements that are going to help them kind of fall into that. It's like swaying masses. You don't once the movements are underway, the masses will just kind of follow through, right? Follow with the trend, follow with what's cool, and that's something we are seeing. The zero waste stuff is building momentum, and I digress. My intuition is just aware that these four courses are access points. We all have different access points. Yoga is one of them for me. But unplugging is an access point. So when we decide to stop watching the mainstream TV agendas, the news, the radio, our vibration gets more clear. Our sense of connectedness gets more clear because we're not being kind of bombarded, thank you, Super Clary Sage. I love you. Yeah, because we're not having this perpetual bombardment of that agenda, which is fear and consumerism, fight, flight, basically get everybody triggered by fear so that they go shopping to make themselves feel better, right? And so there's a long held generational, many, many generations of this kind of divide and conquer, control, manipulation tactic, energetic tactic on this planet to enslave and feed off of the fear consciousness of this humanity. And so once we awaken to that, we'll be like, oh, actually, no, you can't, you're not supposed to do that. And, eating better, eating cleaner, eating high vibration, loving ourselves to the best of our ability, unplugging from mainstream, not killing creatures for our survival because we really don't need to, unless you're super duper guided and in harmony with the slaughter of that creature, no judgment. And yeah, our zero waste movement. So I'm excited, you guys, for us, for the new paradigm, for new earth pioneers, leaders, bridge builders. I I I'm always open to receive love, help, support. There's still a couple weeks for you guys to book on to 30-minute calls with me. I have two booked on for tomorrow. No, Friday. I had one yesterday, two yesterday actually, and a couple booked next week. So if you want to have a free 30-minute call, you're more than welcome to book in. I think either this one or it's new November news or 2 weeks November deals. There's a couple videos below this one where I have a link to it as well. So if you want to have chats about New Earth, you can. Oh, and then really nicely, one of you clicked on like be the change the list. Those of you who have been watching me, you know that we launched Zen for Zero Waste. We've been sitting the course with a group of like students, you could say cohort, and we're now completing. We're coming to week 8. So now that we've completed with that kind of original cohort, we're gonna just be selling it in one go. As in, you're not gonna be a week for 8 weeks getting the emails. You're just gonna get one email, and then that gives you the password to log into the course, and then you can just peruse. And it really has to do with how Katie and I personally like to learn, like especially the online courses that I've done with spirituality. Like there might be like a 12-week program or something like that, but I tend to just like dip in and out intuitively. Or when I was doing the course with Katie, pardon me, you guys, when I was doing the course with Katie, like sitting it, I like would often get kind of excited and just jump ahead and like jump to the travel section because I had a bit of a day out or something, and then loop back, go back to the bathroom section when I needed some support in looking for conditioner or looking for kind of products. That's when I did the mascara, the zero waste cruelty free mascara tutorial, was me going over my bathroom section and being like, yeah, I'm gonna need to buy more mascara. So I bought zero waste mascara. I'm not 100% sold because of the leakage, but you know, it's all a worthy endeavor to promote the cause. And I'm a little bit nervous about this one, but I am gonna do a tutorial when I finish my disposable razors. So I'm gonna use up those, and then I've got the Naked Necessities reusable. Like it is a razor, but it's really lovely. Like Katie's so spot on about this stuff as well. Like these zero waste companies are just like super chill, badass, like amazing, amazing people in the world who have just incredible stories and, you know, broke free and are now doing this. See you soon. Not so fancy. Girlfriend, much love and light to you. I like, you know, when we're in the depths of it, isn't it one of those things? Like, don't you just wish you could, like, go in there and just shine light? And yet we know that when we're in it, right? We're just in it. Like, and that was part of that emotional awareness, like knowing that nothing's gonna, like if this stuff has to come up, it has to come up. And girls, I know for a fact we're going through with this Venus in retrograde, it is shifting, it is lightening up, but holy hell, a lot of us women have had like massive collective purgings, as in collective agreements around men, around love, around our worth. Like I recently just shifted stuff. I sit with what I feel. Same, right? That's it. That's all the work is. I sometimes, when I'm talking to some of my mentors or like even clients, where I'm like, isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that this whole ascension or upliftment is just humanity remembering how to feel their feelings, and like owning the feelings and letting it move through us? I often think of like Avatar the movie, when the community is like surrounding the tree and they're all like they're all like in the unity of the energy, right? In true devotion to that, to the tree, to that energy of creation, right? And also like the balance of that community. I really kind of feel, right? Isn't it gorgeous? And like I do feel that. I feel like we have that kind of power to live in that kind of unity and resonance. And you think about it, like they might have to slaughter a creature, but they're only doing it in the moment of self-defense, right? Otherwise, they're like, it's like hardcore, passionate unity love. It's like knowing the life cycles, knowing that there is a balance and an ebb and flow versus like the corporate dark alien forces who are coming to destroy the most sacred aspect of life itself, right? That tree. And yet they do destroy the tree and they carry on. I'm quite surprised that my ex-male partner seems to be undeniable, sister. Um, I'm witnessing that as well. We're all shifting, and all of our old programming and stories are dissolving, dying. We are letting them go. We're releasing them, and we're doing it for one another. Like that's again something to remind ourselves when we have those heavy duty days or when we're really deep in the emotional fog or pain, that we are doing something so divine for our brothers and sisters, you know? We are, thank you, love you too. We are like awakening it. We're clearing it. We're making it easier for the next lot to come through and not have so much thick density around loathing and hatred and separation, right? And that's something as well, like coming into union after like, there's separation and like feeling like I'll never survive, like, you know, like, I don't know, like this weird has been so fucked up. This year, sorry, has been so fucked up because like I just look at everything that I've been through, clearing Gaia's traumas and the collective. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's Earth's trauma as well. Well, and I guess it's one and the same, right? Um, yeah, when I think about this year, I'm just like, don't know. Like all I know is that it's been a year of completion and that we are now hitting into a cycle that a lot of us haven't experienced in human form. Possible with him, thought he was dead when my time away. Um, Agreed. I think we all had to traverse and go through the energies exactly as we had to. And actually, for me personally, I know that earlier this year, this whole last year cycle has been separation, but the separation was necessary in healing me back into my union self, like back into my whole self. And there's now coming on the other side of the healing, like there's full loving connection and there's upliftment for him as well. But now there's new cycles. Now there's new passion, new excitement, new wholeness from within myself. And so there's no underlying kind of like addiction to the connection for both of us. And so now that that separation's been healed, there's stuff coming up, like there's deeper threads and empowerment for different people in our lives. I dare not even separate anymore. It's like the masculine and the feminine. We're all the divine masculine and the divine feminine within, right? So really the only work we're doing is to come back to union within self, to come back home within self. And then that homeness, that union from within is going to continue to direct our path. And whether or not we're meant to be with some ex or whatever, I'm also getting unified co-creation in broader circles. So there might be kind of couples merging with other couples, and there might be like love and sex on kind of a new level for new paradigm communities, and an openness in the heart space and in the body, which we haven't experienced in old paradigm due to divide conquer tactics and the male female divide, the gender divide, right? So as we dissolve that division, we can come into greater union from within ourselves with greater love and still have a lot more open heartedness with the totality. Oh, I know. I know. Isn't it amazing to like be in the thick of it and still be super grateful? Like that's the beauty of this stuff, right? It's like it really, really, really is just love and compassion, right? Understand through compassion or we misunderstand the times. Thanks so much for joining me this morning, all of you. I absolutely love seeing you here, and I'm so grateful for all of you in the world who we res with, and we know what we're doing, and it might be weird to people around us, but we know, and our bodies and minds are are getting lighter and becoming more free, right? So you guys, I think you kind of get the drift. I'm not like a massive salesy person, but I do absolutely know that it's important to remind people that I have these products for sale and that I oh so mega appreciate when you guys buy stuff because it helps keep Ulta Love going and keep Ulta Love to float. Not so fancy Nancy, love you loads. I'm really happy to be engaging here too, and have a gorgeous day, girlfriend. Hey, Melissa. So yeah, you guys, I'm just thankful for you. And this week I would hold off, but then you can check on the be the change list. You can join the list, and I'd like to finish my 8 week cohort with not with spirit with Zenful Zero Waste. Uh, you guys. So I'd hold off. You can still buy it, but I probably won't send you the email until I complete the whole, which means I can just send you the course in one email. Katie's done a great job like sending and delivering the content week by week to people, but I know as a company and just for scale it'll be easier to have it in one email and you guys can just, yeah, it is. Sinful Zero Waste is like our first online course that we launched, and it's an 8 week course that helps people transition. A lot of it's UK based, but as it expands, I intend to link in companies. I had a session, a free call yesterday with somebody who has products she makes, and eventually, and then I have family in Vancouver, and one of my family members is like, you have to link into this store. So as Ulta Love and Zenful Zero Waste grow, I want to link to like all of the independent retailers worldwide who are doing zero waste shopping, because it's going to become more and more, and these little shops I think are going to be popping up more and more. So if you guys know them, if you guys have them, if you're really passionate about zero waste, then get on board. Guess what number I've chosen for the price? 144. The harmonic frequency of balance, right? So 144 pounds for Zenful Zero Waste. I'm going to keep all of them at the same set point by next year. So you might have to wait a little while, but by next year, there probably will be an option for people to buy all 4 courses in one go. So Zenful Zero Waste, Spirituality Simplify launches in January. I'm already building a list for that. I'm getting a lot of interest and inquiries for that one. I'm going to launch that in January after I get back from Bali, because I'm going to be filming and recording a lot of it for you guys in Bali. Plus I'll probably link up some interviews with some cool people out there. Ulta Vegan Love is coming out in spring, and then Unplug for Freedom is coming out in summer, and then that completes the 4 Be the Change online courses. And then by next year, we will probably give people the option of buying all 4 for like, I don't know, 444 pounds or something. So you get like a bit of a discount, and you can just peruse and shop and not shop, but like look at all 4 courses at your leisure. The nice thing about Spirituality Simplified is that it's like an 8 week yoga meditation course alongside tutorials and stuff with me and other spiritual teachers and transformational coaches and stuff. So hey, pardon me, you guys. Thank you so much. Thanks for the questions. Thanks for the support. Feel free to get in touch. I love you. I love you loads. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. And again, feel free to check a few videos before this November deals. I've still got some time slots if you guys want to hop on a 30-minute free call with me. Love you loads, guys. Have a gorgeous day. I'll speak to you soon. Peace out, my lovers.